Welcome. So, a man has to have a mode of conduct. A man has to have a mode of conduct, and basically, your mode of conduct should reflect your values, right? A man has to have these or this mode of conduct to navigate the rough seas of life, because at times you may waver here and there, but your mode of conduct will sort of ground you, right? And your mode of conduct, or your code of conduct, right, should align with your values. What you should know what it is that you basically value, right? Do you value peace? Do you value stability? Do you value freedom, or do you value absolute truth? So you should move according to your code of conduct. So your man has to have a sort of code of conduct where the way that he is supposed to present himself, right? And the way basically you should conduct yourself, and your mode, or your code of conduct rather, should be an expansion of your ethics, your morals, and your principles basically. So generally speaking, when it comes to your ethics, right, it's how you relate to others in an ethical manner, in a general sense, right? And your ethics, how do they kind of involve or influence other people, especially yourself? So your ethics should also align with your code of conduct. Being ethical also should bring you closer to those who have the same values. So this is why it's very important to have a code of conduct, because you will then be able to come together with those who have similar values to yours. So your ethical values should at least be similar to those who have the same ethical sense of conduct, right? The same should be said about your morals. Your morals should also reflect your beliefs, should reflect how you conduct yourself, right? So your morals also should be part of your values. What you may consider moral, the next person may consider immoral. So then your values may clash, and then you may not see eye to eye, so you won't be able to really form better relationships with people who do not find your morals, they just don't resonate with your morals. So if you are able to create morals that that resonate with you first, there must be morals that help you, right, see the world the way you are supposed to see it, in a truthful sense, right? So your morals should first resonate with you, and then you can be able to attract those who you have almost the same sense of morals, in order to grow with just to grow as a man, and have people who have the same sense of morals, the same sense of values as you have yourself, right? And of course, the same should be said about your principles. You should have principles that align with your values, principles that conduct you, or give you that good sense of conduct, a manly conduct. So your principles, it's really up to you how you form your principles. As a man, as you're growing up, you're supposed to understand that principles, or your own principles, are what you're going to stand for, or what are the things you're going to stand for, what you are about. So your principles should go as far as what you're willing to do, and not what what you're not willing to do. So even as far as what you are willing to die for, those are your own principles. So no one should take you away from your principles. You should not really bend away from your principles simply because people do not like you, or they do not like what you stand for. If you believe that what you stand for is truth, and your truth, or their truth, there's nothing like your truth, by the way, their truth, right? Just one truth. If that's the truth, then you should stand behind that. That's what principled men are about, and not just wave about, just going with the wind because you think that those other principles are better, or because some men are doing well, then they should have better principles. But then you may find at the end of the day that a lot of people are actually not you won't resonate with their principles. And this is another reason a lot of people end up not connecting. They end up not really forming good relationships, because they clash when it comes to principles, that clash when it comes to ethics, and morals are not aligned with each other's. Their principles, people do not stand within their principles. People may claim that they have certain beliefs, right? They may probably claim that they are Christians, or probably Muslims, or they may claim any other beliefs. But then you find that they move away from those principles that were set by these churches, or these belief system, right? So in that manner, you can't be a principled person or a principled man if your belief systems do not align. You cannot be a Christian and then go against sort of moral conduct within that Christian sect. The same goes with if you call yourself a Muslim. Now, this is not to talk down on religious people, but that's just an example of principled people. They should stand on what you believe. You should stand on your belief system, so that even when you are caught off guard, even when you are supposed to really stand and be tested on your principles, you're able to stand firm on them, and not because you are just moving with the crowd. Be careful with people who just move with the crowd and claim certain belief systems. They claim that they are this, they are spiritual. They claim that they have certain beliefs, but in a matter of fact, a lot of them will be hypocrites. They're hypocrites because once those principles are really tested, then they're quick to jump the boat. So standing on your principles, obviously, this also does not mean that you won't be tested. You'll be tested firmly, obviously, and it does not mean that you will not fail at this. Sometimes you may fall, but getting up means that you have to learn what it is that you've done wrong. So next time the waves come, or the torpedoes, the rough seas come, right, you are able to stand your ground and keep on moving within your journey. Your masculine principles should be intact. As like usually say that we are moving towards a higher self. We're moving towards a better version of ourselves, and a better version of ourselves usually, almost, in fact, always has to have principles. You have to have your principles set so that you know where you stand when it comes to who you are and how to relate better with the people around you, your environment, so that you're better able to navigate the rough seas when they come about. So that's about it. And don't forget to like or just subscribe. However, today's topic was on your code of conduct. Make sure that your code of conduct is straight, is principled rather, and your morals, you've created your own sense of morals that are good, that are just, and they just overall resonate with yourself. Yeah, that's it. And also not forget your ethics. Being ethical is something that is very important too, because we live in a world that has people around. We live with people around us, so how we relate to people is important. So we have to be ethical at times. And so yeah, so I'm stop there and think about it. Think about your own principles. Think about your moral conduct. Think about your ethical conduct, and just overall your own code of conduct. How it is that it resonate with you, and how it can resonate with others, and how you can actually really improve on your code of conduct and be a better man. So with that said, thank you and peace.